Y'all hold on. I'm gonna do a quick. This is gonna be a quick hit. This is just a description of the kingdom of heaven come, because we're in a time now where World War III is here. We're in the midst of it, as you can see. Here abroad in Babylon, or here in Babylon and abroad over in the Middle East, over there in the valley of Yahweh between Iran and Israel. Iran's using what's them things, man? Them hypersonic missiles, man. But this is just to get back to the point. This is Revelation 21, chapter 21. Like I said, I gotta make it quick because I gotta get another camera. It should be here in a couple of weeks or so. And even in that time, Lord willing, I'm still here. We're gonna be even closer to the end of this man's kingdom. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, this is Revelation chapter 21. Now I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. That's in reference to here in Babylon. Okay, and the new heaven and the new earth is the governing body of the nation of Israel, led by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Also, there was no more sea. Then I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, because remember, the New Jerusalem, the tabernacle of David, is being spiritually built. It's the people before it's the place, beginning with the elect of the nation of Israel. Then I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, come down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Because the house of David, whoever they are, Lord willing, I'm a part of that body. I don't know. I just do the work and hold faith, and use it as best I can, because it was a gift bestowed to me from on high, from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Lord willing, they'll let me keep it and maintain it to the end. And I heard a loud voice from heaven saying, "Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men." Now that right there shows that, it's in the spirit. It's a spiritual tabernacle, because the first two tabernacles, the heathens literally destroyed it. And now they're, searching the midst of the world now, looking for the third tabernacle. But it's a spiritual tabernacle. It's being built in a way that the heathen can't get to it. That's why, Revelation 12 and 12 says, and the devil came in having great wrath, roughly paraphrasing, came in having great wrath, because he know he hath but a short time. Because he's seeing, the Latin tribes and the so-called Negroes linking up together on the corners, having sit-downs on YouTube, and that's putting a fright in Esau, because he knew that this was coming. Remember, the scripture said that, roughly paraphrasing, "Thou art wiser than Daniel." And the prophet of Israel, Daniel, was a smart man and highly intelligent and highly spiritual. And behold, and I heard a loud voice from heaven saying, "Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. God himself will be with them and be their God. And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crime." And he's going to wipe away all tears of the entire nation, Now, the house of David, some of the elect men, women, and children of the house of David, which is the elect, the first fruits, some of them will be martyred. The 2/3 of our people who make up the house of Saul, they're gonna perish out here as the Most High is taking Babylon down. But they will come back in the kingdom of heaven anew, with a new mind and new body, and they too will have. The Most High will also wipe away their tears, and there'll be no more sorrow in their hearts and in their mind. Verse 5. Then he who sat on the throne said, "Behold, I make all things new." And he said to me, "Write, for these words are true and faithful." And he said to me, "It is done. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end." Now, the Alpha and Omega is talking about Yahushua. Man began with him when he was Adam, and all sins and transgressions for the nation of Israel is going to end with him, as he comes with the heavenly angels to overthrow these Edomites and to gather his elect. The Most High is not the Alpha and Omega, because he's the Ancient of Days. He doesn't have a beginning nor an end. So don't think too much about that, because that's just the Most High. That's why he's dubbed himself the Most High, because he literally is. Verse 6. And I will give of the fountain of the water of life freely to him who thirst. He who overcomes shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the cowardly, unbelieving, abominable, murderers, sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And that's when Babylon is destroyed with thermonuclear fire. Then one of the seven angels who had the seven bowls filled with the seven last plagues came to me and talked with me, saying, Come, I will show you the bride, the Lamb's wife, which is the elect, the house, the tabernacle of David. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God. Her light was like a most precious stone, like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. Also, she had a great and high wall with 12 gates. Now, this is describing the city. Also, she had a great and high wall with 12 gates, and 12 angels at the gates, the names written on them, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. 3 gates on the east, 3 gates on the north, 3 gates on the south, and 3 gates on the west. Now the wall of the city had 12 fountains, and on them were the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. The 12 apostles that was with Yahushua over 2,500 years ago. And he who talked with me had a gold reed to measure the city, its gates and its wall. The city is laid out as a square. Its length is as great as its breadth. So that means it's like an equal square. And he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. Now, if I do 12,000 furlongs, you can Google it. If I remember correctly, 12,000 furlongs equals to about 1,500 miles. Its length, breadth, and height are equal. Then he measured its wall, 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of an angel. But I did the Google search, and if I can remember correctly, that means the wall was about 215 or 16 feet high. I'll put it in the comment once I finish this video. The construction of, continuing on, verse 18, the construction of its wall was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like clear glass. The foundations of the wall of the city were adorned with all kinds of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire. Hey, on the jasper, you can type in brown jasper and just get a glimpse. Type these words in, these stones in as I read them. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, the fourth emerald, the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth topaz, the 10th chrysoprase, the 11th jacinth, and the 12th amethyst. In terms of that word beryl, the 8th stone, you can type in brown beryl. They got different colors on that, but you can type that in. Moving on, Revelation 21, verse 21. The 12 gates were 12 pearls. Check that out. The 12 gates were 12 pearls. Each individual gate was of 1 pearl. And the street of the city was pure gold, like transparent glass. It's lucky. I'm just kind of hyped. But I saw no temple in it, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are its temple. The city had no need for the sun or of the moon to shine in it, for the glory of God illuminated it. The Lamb is its light. And the nations of those who are saved shall walk in its light, and the kings of the earth bring their glory and honor into it. Its gates shall not be shut at all by day. There shall be no night there, and they shall bring the glory and the honor of the nations into it. But there shall be no means enter it anything that defiles or causes an abomination or a lie, but only those who are written in the Lamb's book of life. So when the heathens are, underneath our rule, they're going to be tributaries to us, but they're not coming in there. You know, it's a holy city, man. You know, there's gonna be no more of this, chemtrails out there in the kingdom of heaven here on earth. There'll be no more GMO foods. There'll be no more, psychological debauchery going on, all these crazy laws and rules and what they deem, moral scruples and moral fiber, implemented by the mind from heathens and their godless people, man. It's going to be beautiful, man. You know? And we're in a time right now where demons are going to really try to fuck with you. Y'all just hold on and stay strong, okay? So with that, I'm going to end it on that note and give all praises, honor, and glories to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham, qadash. Those of you of the hopeful elect, you stay strong. And like Elder Apostle Ricard says, stay prayed up. Keep your medicine strong. Stay safe, okay? Stay in the spirit. Fight to stay in the spirit. Because remember, Ephesians 6 and 12, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual powers in high places. Roughly paraphrasing, okay? Roughly paraphrasing, but just go to Ephesians 6 and 12. So this is a spiritual battle more so than it is a physical. Because remember, the Lord said, Jacob, thou worm. So we're out here. The only way to be saved out of here is through the strength and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. We're metaphorically, getting pushed to that edge of the waters, and the Egyptians are going to be coming after us. And it's in moments like those, like this coming up with this implementation of the M to the O to the T to the B, that we have to look to the Lord. Just like back during the time of Moses, Malak Mashah, King Mashah. When we got to the edge of the water, and what they do, they called what they did. I don't know if I'm of the elect or not. I don't know if I'm of the house of David, but they got to the edge of the water, their back was against the wall. And, the Most High, Moses called to the Most High, and he provided a way for him. And this is similar to that time where we're getting pushed, through gradualism to this whole digitalization, global digitalization of everyone having to be chipped, micro C-hipped, if you know what I mean. So we're getting up against that water. So, we have to just pray. And, the Lord's going to show who he's with in that day. I hope I'm of that remnant, I hope, y'all are watching, y'all that are watching are too. So with that, I want to say, y'all stay prayed up, stay strong, okay? Shalawam.